Well, hello and welcome back to the Fairview Church podcast. I'm Pastor Devin, joined with Pastor Tyler today, and we are talking all about end-of-year giving, specifically the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering. So we thought we'd dive in and kind of unpack some of that for our people. In fact, this past Sunday, when you're seeing this, we would have just prayed for our Lottie Moon Christmas Offering in our gathering.
That's right.
And so we thought we'd take some time to kind of, again, give some more background of, well, what is that? Who is Lottie? Who is this beggar woman that comes out every Christmas asking for money?
I remember as a child growing up, because I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, somebody would always ask the question every year, and I didn't get it until I got older, but they said, are we ever going to pay Lottie off? Okay. As a child, that didn't make sense until I started realizing what in the world this offering is all about.
Yeah, no, that's good. And so it's probably important to start with, who is this lady that's named after? Who is Lottie Moon? So...
Yeah. But listen, I've got information. I think you've got information. We probably have too much information.
I'm certain we do, but that's okay. We're going to get through it together.
Charlotte Diggs Lottie Moon.
Say that 5 times fast.
That will get you. She is a December baby. I believe that all great people are born in December. And besides from that fact.
That's fine, sure.
She was born and raised in Baptist Church in Virginia, I believe the Charlottesville area. I'm trying to remember the name of the church, actually. So, Small World.
Okay.
If you have the name, throw it in. We may need to Google. It's going to drive me nuts. But Small World, the pastor that's there. Rob Pochek is his name.
Rob, okay.
And quick fact is, him and I both pastored this same church in North Carolina.
Interesting.
And he is now pastoring the church in Charlottesville, Virginia, that was the home church, I believe I'm saying this right with the storyline, of Lottie Moon.
Interesting. I'm trying to see, and it's not working for me. I got the world at my fingertips, and Google has failed me. So
the church made headlines not because of Lottie Moon, but do you recall the shooting at the University of Virginia?
Yes.
It's been a few years back now.
Yeah.
That church is not far from campus, and they had a lot of outreach opportunities at that very moment.
Well, shout out to Unnamed Church. You know who you are.
So we have some details about Lottie Moon. She went by Lottie. She was clever and mischievous. I really like this detail.
I'm sure you do.
I really like this detail. So
you think
her
she
name
was redheaded?
I was going there next.
Oh, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you.
Charlotte Diggs Moon, but she would have that that D for her middle name, and as the story goes, that she would jokingly say the D stood for devil.
Okay. Now, apparently, we see that was before her conversion, I guess.
That was before conversion. She was well known to have skipped many chapel services once upon a time.
Well, isn't that something? Well, I guess she would go on, of course, to come to know the Lord and do some great things. She also was highly educated in her day and time, so that's commendable for her as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to play a massive factor into what she was able to do.
Absolutely.
Because the Lord took her to China. More so than anywhere else, she spent most of her time in China.
Yeah, according to what we see here, it was nearly 40 years in China, primarily in a couple of cities that I'm not even going to attempt to try and pronounce.
Nor am I.
We were hoping we were going to get you to do that. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, she did a lot. She had a lot of impact into teaching of girls and women in those areas. She was also very much a go and meeting people where they are. So she would adopt the traditional dress, and she learned the language. Like, she very much put herself in the situation to reach people in their context rather than trying to have them come her way. She went as far as she could, to the point eventually, like she died of malnourishment just through her great sacrifice and meeting with people and in these very difficult situations and circumstances.
Yeah. I think there's two things that if you study her missional approach, that they're very commendable and are actually still very much practiced today. What you're talking about, I've heard many terms for it. We always called it incarnational ministry, which
Makes
is
sense.
a big fancy term, but it simply means what you described, that she met people where they are. Yeah. She went into their context, did not try to make them necessarily an American context of people, but she went where they were to reach them in who they are.
Absolutely.
And so fit there. And then in her making disciples, evangelism-wise, leading into discipleship, she was very big on church planting.
Yeah.
Which just seems to be, in a lot of ways what Missions 101 is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the International Mission Board even very much still teaches their missionaries to have such practices.
Yeah, and the great thing is, she was boots on the ground, talking with these people, investing her life, but that didn't stop her involvement on this side of the pond as well. She wrote scathing letters at times advocating for mission work and fundraising and all of the things necessary to reach these people who need the gospel.
Right. Foreign Mission Board then. Yeah. So for all of our SBC historical folks, that used to be called the Foreign Mission Board, it's now called the International Mission Board. Fun fact, you and I didn't know this before the podcast episode in our research, but the Lottie Moon Offering, and we're about to describe what exactly that is.
Sure.
The Lottie Moon Offering was named, the suggestion of it being named the Lottie Moon Offering came from Annie Armstrong.
Annie Armstrong, that's right. That's the other beggar woman who comes out around Easter time asking for money. And I'm sure we will definitely need to unpack Annie Armstrong probably in the spring as we get towards that giving opportunity.
Absolutely. But this will launch us into Lottie. Yeah. Annie Armstrong, that offering focuses on North American missions, our North American Mission Board. And the Lottie Moon Offering at the Christmas time period focuses on International Mission Board, which the International Mission Board is one entity within our Southern Baptist world of things.
That's correct.
We have, I'm getting off my notes, but there's 5 or 6 entities.
It's quite a few, for sure. We've got the North American Mission Board, International Mission Board.
There's 2.
We've got Lifeway. They're all about creating resources for the church.
3.
Right. We've got multiple seminaries.
We have seminaries. That's 4.
Right.
There's that's the 4th entity. There's multiple seminaries.
Sure.
ERLC, Ethics Religious Liberty Commission.
Thank you. I'm glad you took that one.
Yep. It was a tongue twister. Well, we have, I know Guidestone would be considered an entity.
That is correct. And
go ahead.
Sure. Guidestone, they provide financial services and insurance to Baptist churches, their staffs, pastors, those sorts of things. So it's kind of a financial arm to serve the people who serve the church.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll just mention it because I don't think this would be considered an entity, but we have a church member who is the head honcho over the seminary extension.
Oh, that's right.
So that's a big ministry, at least arm of the Southern Baptist Convention. But we're not. That's just good summarizing of everything. We're headed back into the International Mission Board side of things, Lottie Moon, because all monies from the Lottie Moon Offering goes specifically and only to the International Mission Board.
Specifically to the missionaries overseas of the Mission Board.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yes. So, of course, the International Mission Board, like any entity or organization, has lots of overhead costs that are stateside that are necessary and wonderful things. But the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering kind of skips over that and goes directly to the missionaries who are on the field in the international sphere. And so some of the things that goes towards, I lost my place on my notes. Go ahead.
No, that's good. While you're looking up your place of your notes, I'm pretty sure that the Lottie Moon Offering serves almost a third of the entire IMB's budget.
No, that is correct. I did see that statistic as well. So it's a pivotal portion of their budget. Mm-hmm. And that goes towards the salaries for the missionaries and their basic living costs. That covers housing and children's education for the missionaries on the field. Of course, there's intense language studies that these missionaries have to go through, so that helps fund that. And of course, there's just all the travel and logistics involved with these people taking the message of the gospel, hosting teams who are coming to serve in those capacities. So great work is being accomplished with the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering for sure.
Yes. And actually, I'll throw this out there. At the annual Southern Baptist Convention gatherings, I know 2026 is in Orlando. I'm trying to remember. It comes back around to Nashville sometime in the next couple of years. I would encourage, if you've never been, you'll see 2 things. You'll see a lot of pastors, and that can sometimes be a scary scenario. Secondly, you'll see Robert Rules of Order done really, really well.
Tell you, the parliamentarians, they're on it. That's for sure.
They love that. But there is one part, and I think this really is a very cohesive part of that annual gathering, is when we celebrate and we send the missionaries.
Yeah.
Because there's parts, and if you've never seen such a commissioning ceremony before, it really gets somewhat emotional, especially in the parts that you cannot see the faces or know the names of certain individuals because of where they're going.
Yeah, they're going to these closed countries in contexts where essentially persecution is guaranteed if they are found out, where it is illegal to promote Christ. So it can be pretty moving for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here's another important detail to mention regarding international work, not just of SBC work, but of just any evangelical aspect of things. There are still people out there, and IMB does a really good job of putting these statistics out on their website.
That's for sure.
There's still people out there that they would title, because they have two different titles for this. They have the unreached peoples and then the unengaged peoples.
It's the unengaged, unreached. Yeah, so it's like...
Oh, is it backwards?
It's W's. It's like unreached people group, but then there's the unengaged, so it's even a subset of the people who aren't even being engaged. They're still unreached and don't even have an engagement to reach them for Christ. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think if you have greater clarification, help me here, because I'm guessing on my definition, but if I remember correctly, an unreached people group is where the gospel at least has gone, but it's not sustained quite yet.
That could be. I don't have that here, but I can't contradict you. Ever.
It's something along those lines.
Sure.
We may need to clarify it at some point in time, but I'm pretty sure it goes along the lines of something like this. An unreached people group, the gospel has at least made it there. We've had missionaries that have made it there, but the gospel's not yet sustained there. Maybe we don't have converts, maybe we don't have a church, that sort of scenario. An unengaged people group is where the gospel still yet has not made it.
Yes.
There could be a barrier language, there could be a geographical a geographical issue. Some reason exists as to why we've not had a chance yet to get the gospel there. And there's quite a few of these people groups.
There are. I mean, according to stats that IMB put out, I think in 2023, I'm not sure. Yeah, in December 2023, total people groups worldwide, that's just groups of folks. There's over 12,000 of those. But as far as unreached people groups, there's about 7,250 of those. And then again, that subset of the unengaged of those unreached people groups is around 3,000 people, or 3,000 people groups. And so there's still lots of work to be done for sure. And again, the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering helps to go and try and reach those folks specifically so they can know and accept the gospel.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so answer this question for us, Pastor Devin. If someone wants to give to the Lottie Moon Offering specifically, outside of our budget here at Fairview Church, how does one go about doing that?
Sure. I can think of three ways. Okay. So the first way is you certainly can give directly to the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering. If you go to IMB's website, they will gladly take your money there. And there's nothing wrong with that for sure. The second option is...
And that's still considered a nonprofit tax-deductible gift if you go straight through the IMB.
Yeah, they will. You'll register and they will send you a tax statement in January or February of next year to record that giving. Absolutely. The other way is, the other two ways is through Fairview Church, of course. We're happy to do that. We do have our year-end Lottie Moon Christmas Offering where you can designate that to that offering and we will send that off to where it needs to go.
So if I go through the church app, is there a...
Yes, there is a fund labeled Lottie Moon Christmas Offering.
Gotcha.
You can select that, and you can put however much you want to give into there, and that will go on, and that will reflect on your Fairview giving statement when we give that out at the beginning of next year.
Right.
So there's direct to the Lottie Moon, them, direct to Lottie Moon here. The third way is... Sorry, go ahead.
What are you going to say of the third way? Or am I adding a detail to the second way?
Maybe both. I don't know. Depends on how you...
Okay, you go first.
Okay, I'm going to go first. All right. The third way is if you want to engage with what's called the Beyond Fund here at Fairview Church. I want to unpack that for just a minute because there might be some clarification.
Okay, so hold your detail.
Fine.
Hold the Beyond Fund because number 2 needs one more detail. We've got giving boxes.
Absolutely.
If folks want to give by check or cash, just make sure when you drop it in giving box that it's designated somehow to Lottie Moon.
Yes. So if you want to put Lottie Moon on there, Christmas Offering, we'll know what that means.
Yeah.
But just try and be as clear as possible and write neatly so we don't have to guess where to send your money.
We greatly appreciate the neat writing aspect, yes.
So I don't write them because who knows where it ended up.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but you were headed into the Beyond Fund.
I was.
And that deals more so with our budget stuff here at Fairview Church, but it's not our general budget
Correct.
fund.
So let me unpack this a little bit.
Let's
I'm going to take
explain
all
this
the
one.
mystery out. All right, it's going to be great. So we do have our general fund, which is the Fairview Fund, and that goes towards supplying funds for our ministry work, our operational costs. That is the general fund that you give to, what we call that, where you would tithe to, however you want to define the tithe. Your regular sacrificial giving in your life goes to the Fairview Fund to support the mission, the ministry work of Fairview Church. Excuse me. The Beyond Fund was set up a number of years ago for a couple of reasons. The Beyond Fund is for giving that you want to give above and beyond what you normally tithe to do work beyond the walls of Fairview Church. Hence the term Beyond.
Beyond.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And how it's structured is the first 4 months of the year of Beyond Fund money is gathered together and sent to the Annie Armstrong Easter offering. Mm-hmm. We'll unpack that next spring to give you more clarity there. The middle 4 months are gathered together for local mission work here in our area. And then the final 4 months worth of Beyond Fund funds are gathered together and given to the Lottie Moon Christmas Offering. So if you wanted to give to the Beyond Fund, it's going to go to Lottie Moon these last 4 months of 2025.
Right.
Now, the reason we did that originally...
And again, that's separate than just general budget giving.
That is correct. That is separate from general...
You've got to designate your gift there if you would like... Okay.
And you will see on the tithing envelopes we have, and even online, we have the Beyond Fund there available all the time. Mm-hmm. The original genesis of this fund or thought was someone had the idea of, sometimes we get to Annie Armstrong or Lottie Moon, and we've been tithing regularly. It can be difficult sometimes to come up with an additional gift above and beyond. And so it was originally said, hey, maybe instead we spread that out. We just do a monthly or weekly or however many donations regularly to the Beyond Fund. So when it comes time for the Annie Armstrong, you've already contributed to it. You've just spaced it out rather than one big lump sum. Now, many folks might do both, space it out and then also give a lump sum. It's just another vehicle for giving and being generous, maybe in a more systematic way that doesn't take quite the big hit that a big check at a certain time of year might hit.
Sure.
So...
Which you, being more so the financial guru here on staff, and you love these finances classes.
I do.
We currently even have one as a formation class right now. You appreciate a good budget.
Absolutely.
You appreciate some good systematic giving components to things.
Absolutely. It's good to know on paper and do it on purpose before the month begins to get it all planned out. And that just gives you greater freedom to be generous, even on moments of spontaneity as well. So anyway, it's all good. Yeah.
You schedule spontaneity. Is that
that's
how I live? Let's. What I want to do before we conclude this episode is I want to speak just a little pastorally regarding the Lottie Moon offering and all the things that it focuses in on. But let's just review what we've gone over. We're in the season of SBC Church Life, and we are Southern Baptist Church, where the Lottie Moon offering is in front of us. We've got, again, you mentioned this past Sunday, we spent time in our pastoral prayer segment of our gatherings, where we specifically prayed for gifts to the Lottie Moon offering, as well as what the monies are going to. Yeah. We have a week of prayer coming up. I'm pretty sure it's the first week of December. Does that sound right?
It sounds right.
If not, we're very close.
Yeah.
And that's
you can pray that week too. It's fine.
That's right. You can pray any week. But that's a prayer emphasis with having the emphasis of international missions.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. Look for that. I believe it's on the link for this upcoming e-news on Friday. So we've got those details, those resources. And so we've got Lottie Moon going on that if you are interested in giving, you at least know where your money is going.
Absolutely.
Now. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great recap for sure.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so, unless you can think of anything.
I can't.
Well, good.
Can't.
Well, then we're going to call it. So with all of that, folks, please prayerfully consider what you might contribute to the Lottie, the Lottie.
That's right.
I almost said Lottie Armstrong. The Lottie Moon Christmas Offering as we support international missions, again, because it is a wonderful way to resource missionaries to take the hope of the gospel to unreached people who need to know Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. That's kind of where my mind was going with that pastoral word. There's an emphasis of prayer.
Yeah.
You made mention of that. Prayer, not just in the giving component, like what should I give, but the power of prayer goes far beyond a dollar given.
Absolutely.
So pray, give. We know biblically, you said it a few minutes ago, but biblically there's a sacrificial element to our giving.
Yeah.
And there's tension in this time of season.
Sure.
I think we feel this, that especially me, I've got 3 young kids. You got 2 young kids. We got Christmas coming around the corner. You're still in that season of life where you're like, I want to spoil my kids a little bit. But there's some sacrifice in where our monies go. And to be good stewards of the resources we've been given. So there's an aspect of praying over that, thinking well over that. And then I think just lastly, we should say, we're talking about international missions. There's an element too, and this is a part of conversation we're having as a staff, is how are and where are more opportunities for us to even go?
Yeah.
Be sent, to go, to serve in different capacities. And no matter what age, I mean, from high school really up, from that international scene of things, just no clue what the Lord may be leading you to be a part of.
Absolutely.
So don't want to miss that emphasis as well.
Yeah, certainly consider going for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll probably wrap us up for now, but Pastor Tyler, thanks for your time and diligence in going through all this together. Hope you all found it informative. If you all have any questions about Lottie Moon, send them to Pastor Tyler. But again, be sure to designate those checks well. We're going to get it off to where it needs to go so people can hear know the hope of Jesus. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and we hope to see you next Sunday.